You're listening to the Back Porch Talk podcast. Danny and Jason had many discussions and debates on the back porch while making pivotal investment moves with assets. That's right, with trading cards. They welcome you to the back porch and right into those discussions about current sports news with a fresh and unique twist. So come on and join us. Welcome to the Back Porch Talk podcast. I'm your coach, Jason.
Your coach, Danny.
Fans, the NBA free agency is on. That's what we're going to talk about. Danny, it's a whole lot happening in the NBA. Yeah, Paul George going from the Clippers, going over to the Philadelphia 76ers. You have the likes of Klay Thompson leaving the Golden State Warriors, going to the Dallas Mavericks. You just have a whole lot happening, man. For Klay, kudos to you, man.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that the Warriors have done him wrong. There's been reports that contract negotiations have been kind of ongoing, if you will, throughout the course of the season. They offered him some money. I think it was at one point a 2-year deal earlier on. The Golden State Warriors did play wrong. People will say, well, it was according to the market value, the player, all that stuff, right? Well, this player helped you get 4 championships. This player helped you to get a lot of money. Mm-hmm. This player helped build the new arena that you all are in. This player increased the value of the franchise exponentially. And you can't give them a few million.
Yep.
That's a drop in the bucket compared to all the money that has been gained over the past 13 years. You can't do them right. I go Klay on this one, Danny. When you're a player, yes, he had injuries. Yes, there were a couple of seasons where he didn't play and he got money, he got paid. That still is a drop in the bucket compared to what has been made.
Mm-hmm.
And truth be told, is at a discount. Keep in mind, Klay was actually due up for a huge extension had he made one of the All-NBA teams. Yep. And the media didn't put him on an All-NBA team, and he actually deserved to be on the team. That would have given him an additional, $30 or so million?
At least, yeah.
So I think for a player to help you get 4 championships, 6 NBA finals, you got to think about those deep playoff runs where the arena is sold out. You have more money coming in from that standpoint. You have money being generated, revenue being generated. You build a new stadium, new arena. You have these new skyboxes. The prices are outrageous. For just regular ticket prices in the nosebleeds, ticket prices down on the floor, and ultimately ticket prices in the box office. Come on, man. You kidding me?
Yep.
So, Klay, I'm with you on this one. And I give him kudos, Klay. I give Klay kudos for not going to the Lakers. It's a better fit in Dallas when you think about it. The Lakers aren't close to being an NBA championship team. Are you kidding me? They barely played. They got lucky with AD playing the number of games he played this past season.
Mm-hmm.
I got lucky there.
Hey, I ain't arguing.
But 2 seasons in a row of luck, I don't know. LeBron gonna play.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna play. But just the fit, you have a first-year head coach in J.J. Redick, and he's starting to fill out his coaching staff, which is filled with veteran coaches. I think Alvin Gentry was one of them, Nate McMillan or somebody.
Yep.
He's going to have some veteran coaches. Terry Stotts. He's going to have some veteran coaches as assistant coaches. But you still don't have the full-blown squad. You have a young squad, a young, hungry squad in Dallas, where you have rim protection, you have shooting, you have Luka, Hopefully,
Mhm.
Luka not always complaining to the referees. Uh, him focusing it on the job at hand.
Mhm.
You have Kyrie being Kyrie in terms of him driving to the basket, possibly kicking it out, spot up shooting done by Klay. That's just a better fit. And oh, by the way, the state taxes is quite different in California than it is in Texas.
Yep.
So I think Klay made the right decision, Danny. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard's always hurt, man. Always. He got paid.
Hmm.
James Harden, who does James Harden,
Yep.
he got paid. You mean tell me Clippers couldn't pay Paul George? I don't blame Paul George either, man. Get your money. And oh, by the way, be in a better position to go to the conference finals, possibly to the NBA championship. What say you, Danny, about these two free agents move?
Yeah, Jay, it's gonna be awkward seeing Clay in a Mavericks uniform next year, man. They should have done right by him, man. It's how do you take care of Draymond? Steph is Steph. Steph is in his own stratosphere. But if Draymond's taken care of, you can't take care of Clay because
PG was out.
they're a package deal in my mind.
Yeah.
And
Splash Brothers.
yeah, and
Come
they've
on,
been
man. Are you
together
kidding
so
me?
long. This was set up where they can just ride off into the sunset together. Golden State was nickel and diamond, and yeah, you knew he was going to leave. So they did do one thing by doing right by him by doing the sign and trade
Mm-hmm.
and let him pick where he wanted to go. And I thought, as a Lakers fan, I was like, man, it'd be nice to have Clay sitting out there because he could feed off LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
This just gives them another weapon to open the floor up for
Mm-hmm.
them to dribble drive and
Mm-hmm.
kick and things like that. So I think they probably need another move to really put them over the top. But this is a great move to have someone now. Which Clay are you going to get to? Because last year he did struggle a lot with his shot, and he was so up and down. So if they get the Clay that can hit the 3-pointer and give him 15 to 16 a night, I think that works out well for them. It's a it's
Oh,
a no-brainer
yeah.
for anybody to pick
Yeah.
him up at that price.
Well, at that price, man, he's getting what, 15, 16 million a year?
16 million.
Yeah, man. I think this is a steal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and to your point, with what after the All Star break, Clay had what 41% from the 3 point line. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's better than what they had
Yes.
with their, so I think this is a good move, a fresh start for Clay. And again, I'm glad that he decided to go there instead of the Lakers, just because I think, obviously his father played for the Lakers, Michael Thompson, commentator for the Lakers right now. And I just think that um, he made his own decision,
Mm-hmm.
to go with Dallas. I think it's going to be a good move and a good fit. And you have a full off season and a full training camp to kind of get right with Luka and or Kyrie.
Yes.
Um, so I think this is a good move, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. Paul George to Philadelphia 76ers. What are your thoughts there, Danny?
Yeah. He got paid for his sake and the Sixers' sake. They just need to be healthy because you just
Mm-hmm.
don't know with Embiid. Embiid has had problems in the past with injuries. Paul George, as of the last few years, has battled injuries. So if they're at full strength, come the playoffs, they're gonna be tough to deal with. And they
Mm-hmm.
just gave Maxey re-upped Maxey, so they're set. They got Oubre back too. They just re-signed him.
Mm-hmm. And Andre
Oh,
Drummond.
yeah, and Andre Drummond. They're setting up well, man. I think the key thing for the Sixers is going to be health.
Mm-hmm.
Can they stay healthy and not fall too far in case someone does get hurt? Now you have another star. When B went down last year, and B was playing at MVP level, and then they fell to the 8th or ninth spot.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
kind of battled back up once Embiid came back. So now you have Paul George there in case Embiid goes down. I still don't see them overtaking the Bucks or the Celtics,
Oh,
but I want to see how this offseason finishes because I think some things are still going to happen with Milwaukee. They've
Danny,
been quiet.
Danny, this is where we kind of disagree here. This is where we disagree here.
Mm-hmm.
I think with the moves that 76ers have made, and even for that matter, the Knicks. Now, one thing I got to mention with the Knicks, they lost Hartenstein to the OKC Thunder. So OKC Thunder in the Western Conference, I think they could be back to the number one position. You still have Minnesota in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Denver has fallen off because they have lost KCP to Orlando Magic. So I think Denver may fall off a little bit there. But going back to what the Knicks have done here, I think they got Mikal Bridges from the Nets. That was a great move. I think that the Nets are going to, or excuse me, the Knicks are going to be something to deal with. And they do need a big there. They need some rim protection. But I think they may be above the Bucks.
But it shapes up well for the Eastern Conference, I'll tell you that.
Man, the Celtics are the Celtics. The 76ers, the way that they've gotten better, and their coaching. They not only have the pieces, but they have the coaching. Maxey getting a year better. Hopefully Embiid gets a year healthier.
Yep.
You have Paul George coming. You have Drummond, who's going to take a little bit of load off of Embiid.
Yep.
The only thing the Bucks have done is stand pat, and they've drafted. I don't think that's going to be an immediate impact there off of the draft picks. But like I mentioned before, you have the likes of A.J. Green, Andre Jackson Jr., and Marjon Beauchamp, who's going to have to step up. And maybe that could be a part of your bench production there. But, man, I think the Bucks are just looking for Giannis and Dame to get better.
Yeah, but I still think they need to make a move. Something just to shake it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but they just need to make a move.
Well, the only move that they've made that I'm aware of has been Dylan Wright.
No, that ain't the one I'm talking about.
One year,
all right, ain't it?
Deal, man.
That ain't it, Jay. That ain't it. I appreciate it because he, is a great role player.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I still think something's going to happen. It's still early. And if they don't do anything, then I guess we'll see. Because with the Olympics, too, and Giannis, how much is he going to play? And will he be fatigued coming into the season? So there's a lot of factors involved. I just need to see all this completed once it's done. And we can make, once the preseason starts, we'll definitely have some predictions to make.
Anything else in free agency that made you raise your eyebrows a little bit or made you kind of do some additional investigation?
I think it was the amount of money these cats getting. Because Hartenstein got like 3 years, not $87 million, right? I'm curious about why Valanciunas went to the Wizards. That's a big loss, I think, for New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, because that was a good move with them getting DeJounte Murray.
It was a great move.
But letting Valanciunas walk, I just didn't understand that unless there was something else that wasn't talked about. That's why I think there's still some stuff to happen here, man, because it's still, we're like, 3 days in? 4 days?
Yeah. Well, here's the hope. The hope is that the three players that I mentioned, A.J. Green, Andre Jackson, and Marjon Beauchamp, the hope is that they improve their game. They can get in the rotation more so into on the bench, and then we can ultimately see where that goes.
Thank you for joining us at Back Porch Talk Podcast. You can also join us on Twitter by tweeting us at @back_podcast. For more information, you can go to our website, which is backporchtalkpodcast.com. You can also email us at backporchtalkpodcast@gmail.com. Again, thank you for joining us, and remember that there's enough hate in the world, so go ahead and spread a little love.